Alright, here we are in Lesson 5. Now in Lesson 5 we'll be looking at how to write a how-to guide, which is our first foray into the broad area of instruction and procedural material that really covers much of the volume of technical writing in the market as a whole. And how-to guides are any sort of short procedural description, something that leads a person through a series of steps to do something, to make something. Often they're the little 1 or 2 page quick start sheets that are included with gadgets you buy at the store, and they might lead you through how to install the batteries or how to turn on your vacuum cleaner. And somebody had to write that, and actually it's a pretty good market out there for supporting all kinds of manufactured products. And there's another market for writing instructions that are more of a, say, for a do-it-yourselfer kind of project. And so these procedures are, or these how-to guides are very good places to practice simple, direct language. Now, when you're talking people through how to do something, the simpler you can make it, the better. And really, your job as a writer is to distill something that's possibly very complicated or confusing. Maybe this piece of equipment has a lot of parts. Maybe this software has a lot of menu items, and you want to pull out only the steps that are essential for getting some useful thing done. And you then want to make the description of the steps very, very direct. You're using simple, direct language, simple verbs, and plain language. This is a skill that's useful throughout the tech writing world to be able to analyze a problem in terms of its parts, break down something complicated into easy to understand steps or stages, and then to express it in simple, clear language. In fact, the most important thing you can do for any kind of writing for accessibility, in other words, to support people with handicaps or people whose first language is not English, or any sort of limitation that people might have for reading or understanding the written word, the most important thing you can do is to focus on simplifying your language. And in practice, the most important market for this is in communicating with foreign audiences. There's a global market for almost everything. Any software product, any gizmo is probably, well, being manufactured elsewhere and sold in the U.S. and also being sold around the world. It needs to be communicated in a kind of simple English that someone from Nigeria or China or India has an equally easy time to understand. And so this sort of simple language is what we'll be starting to practice in this lesson. And it's really all about keeping your vocabulary restricted and keeping your grammar to the basics. I'm going to get something sort of more specific in here because it's so important. The most productive thing you can do is to make your language simple is focus on using simple present verb. In our spoken English, we use so many verb forms, so many different tenses, and it's useful for communicating with other fluent English speakers. But for communicating overseas, simple verbs. So there's a highlight from the lesson.